Hey guys, today I'm going to tell you all about the Minecraft VR experience. In this video, I'll introduce the game, talk about its pros and cons, and also share some real player reviews. So stick around and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. You put on your VR headset, everything around you fades into black for a moment. Then suddenly, you're inside a world made entirely of blocks. But it doesn't feel like blocks anymore. It feels alive. The grass beneath your feet stretches out endlessly. The sky overhead glows with a warmth you can almost feel. And the mountains in the distance don't just look big, they tower over you. This is Minecraft VR. Not just a game, but an entirely new way of living inside a world you thought you already knew. You take a step forward. The crunch of grass under your boots sends a strange shiver through your body. It's not just sound, it's presence. The torch on the wall flickers as you pass by, and for a moment, you forget you're standing in your living room. A player once described this moment perfectly. The first time I walked into my base in VR, I almost cried. I had built that place years ago on a flat screen, but seeing it around me, being able to touch it, it felt like home. That's the difference VR makes. It turns creations into memories. Now imagine this. You build a little wooden house with glass windows. On a flat screen, it's just another build. But in VR, you open the door, walk inside, and the sunlight pours through the window, warming the wooden floor. You look around and suddenly that isn't a game, it's your home. Another player said, I played with my son. He built a tiny hut near the river. When I walked into it in VR, I felt like I was visiting his real home. It was one of the most emotional gaming experiences of my life. And that's exactly what Minecraft VR does. It turns pixels into experiences. As night falls, the sounds change. The wind grows colder, crickets begin to chirp, and then you hear it, a familiar hiss, the creeper. Your heart skips a beat. You slam the door shut, crouch in the corner of your hut, and wait. The seconds stretch out like hours. You can almost feel the danger outside. One VR player described it like this. I fought thousands of creepers on a flat screen, but the first time I heard one in VR, I froze. I couldn't move. It felt like it was standing right behind me. It's not just fear, it's adrenaline, and it's real. Bro, let's break down why Minecraft VR hits so hard. First, scale. You've seen mountains in Minecraft before, but in VR, climbing one feels like standing on top of the world. Looking down makes your stomach twist. Jumping off a cliff gives you real vertigo. Caves don't just look deep, they swallow you whole. Second, immersion. Players say VR slows them down. Instead of rushing, you take your time. You look around, notice the way the light hits the grass, hear the echo in a cave. Every little detail becomes meaningful. One player wrote, VR Minecraft made me appreciate the small things. I spent an entire evening just watching the sunset over the ocean. On a flat screen, I'd never do that. Third, emotion. It's not about graphics. Minecraft isn't realistic. But in VR, that blocky simplicity works. It gives your brain room to fill in the details. And suddenly, you feel emotions you didn't expect from a game of cubes. A player once said, I walked through the forest at night, torches in hand. The shadows moved with me. For a moment, I wasn't in a game. I was in a world. And then there's survival. You know the feeling of starting a new world, punching your first tree, building a crafting table. But in VR, it's different. That first night when the sun sets, panic sets in. You hear zombies groaning in the dark. Skeleton arrows clatter nearby. You scramble to dig a hole, seal yourself in, and wait out the night. The first night in Minecraft VR, a player said, was the scariest gaming moment of my life. I could hear the zombies right above my head. I didn't dare move. But it's not all fear. There's wonder too. Imagine finding a cave. You light a torch, and suddenly the walls glow. Shadows stretch across the stone. You hear the drip of water in the distance. You step deeper, and the cave seems endless. In flat Minecraft, it's just another cave. In VR, it feels like you're exploring a real underground world. Players describe it as magical. I went mining in VR for the first time. I placed a torch and saw the cave light up. It was breathtaking. I actually gasped out loud. Or imagine standing at the edge of an ocean. The waves shimmer under the moonlight. You build a boat, step inside, and start rowing. The water stretches endlessly, and you feel like you're really crossing it. Crossing the ocean in VR was surreal, one player said. I felt small, but free. And then there are the villages. Walking through one in VR is a completely different experience. The villagers glance at you, go about their routines, and you feel like you're part of a living, breathing town. For the first time, I felt like the villagers weren't just NPCs. They were neighbors. Of course, there are challenges. Motion sickness is a big one. Many new players struggle with it. Smooth locomotion, walking with the joystick, can cause nausea quickly. That's why a lot of people start with teleport movement, jumping from spot to spot. Over time, most players adapt, but not everyone. Minecraft VR was amazing, one person wrote, but I couldn't play longer than 15 minutes without feeling sick. And then there's setup. On Bedrock, VR used to be supported officially, but as of 2025, Mojang stopped updates. Now most people use Vivecraft, a mod for the Java edition. It works beautifully, but you need to install it, set it up, and tweak your settings. Render distance, shaders, performance. It all takes effort, but players say it's worth it. It took me an hour to set up Vivecraft, but once I stepped into my world, I knew it was worth every second. Performance is another challenge. VR requires a steady frame rate. On standalone headsets like Quest, you often need to lower settings, but even then, the experience can be magical. I lowered my settings and it still looked incredible. VR brought back my passion for gaming. The community is what makes it even better. Players share tips, mods, and stories online. One wrote, VR Minecraft became my therapy. After a stressful day, I go into my world, build a campfire, and just sit under the stars. It calms me down like nothing else. Another. I played VR Minecraft with my kid. We built a treehouse together. It felt like a real memory, not just a game. That's the beauty of Minecraft VR. It's not just about playing, it's about living. You wake up in your Minecraft VR world. The sun is rising, golden light pouring across the blocky hills. You look around, and suddenly this familiar place feels brand new. The soft hum of animals in the distance, the rush of water nearby, even the way the wind moves through the leaves. It's all alive in a way you've never felt before. You step outside your small hut, and the shadows stretch long across the grass. For a moment, you don't just see Minecraft, you live it. Players often talk talk about how mornings in VR Minecraft are magical. One said, I woke up in my VR base and saw the sunrise. I just stood there for several minutes, watching the colors change. It felt like a real day starting. You grab your pickaxe and wander into the forest. Every tree looms overhead, towering like ancient giants. Chopping wood feels different. The sound echoes through your ears, and with each swing, you feel like you're shaping the world with your own hands. Another player shared, I never thought chopping wood could feel satisfying, but in VR, it does. I felt like I was actually working, not just clicking a button. And then you hear it, the soft moo of a cow. You follow the sound and find a herd grazing peacefully. You crouch down, and for a moment, you forget these are just blocky animals. They feel alive. I walked up to a sheep in VR. It looked right at me, and I swear I felt like it was really aware of me. This is the strange beauty of Minecraft VR. The graphics are simple, yet your brain fills in the details. You believe in it because you feel it. Exploration is a whole new story. You head out across the plains, and as the sun climbs higher, you notice the shadows shifting with the time of day. Hours pass without you realizing, because you're not just playing. You're wandering a world that feels endless. One player said, I spent an entire session just exploring. I didn't build, I didn't mine. I just walked through forests, crossed rivers, and climbed mountains. It felt like a real hike. And then you find a cave. You light a torch. The walls flicker with orange glow, shadows stretching along the stone. Water drips in the distance. You step deeper, every sound louder than you expect. And then faintly, you hear a skeleton's rattle. Your body tenses. Caving in VR is terrifying. I turned a corner, and there was a creeper. I jumped so hard, I nearly ripped my headset off. Moments like this are why players call Minecraft VR emotional. Not just fun. But Minecraft VR isn't only about fear. It's also about peace. Imagine building a cabin beside a lake. At sunset, you sit on the porch. The sky turns orange, then purple, reflecting on the calm water. Crickets chirp softly. You just sit and breathe. One player said, after a long, stressful day, I go into my Minecraft VR world, build a campfire, and just sit by it. Watching the flames crackle in VR calms me more than anything else. Another wrote, fishing in VR is my favorite. Sitting by the water, rod in hand, listening to the world around me, it feels like therapy. This is what sets VR apart. Minecraft isn't just a game anymore. It becomes a place you visit. Of course, challenges remain. Motion sickness is one of the biggest. Some players can only handle short sessions at first. One admitted, flying with the elytra was incredible, but I got dizzy so quickly I had to stop. Combat can be intense too. Fighting skeletons isn't just aiming a mouse. It's ducking, moving, physically reacting. Skeleton fights in VR are brutal. I had to actually dodge arrows. It was exhausting but exciting. Yet players return again and again because the experience is worth it. At first I could only play for 20 minutes. Now I play for hours. Once you adapt, flat Minecraft feels empty. Villages feel alive. You hear doors creak, villagers hum, animals shuffle in the streets. You don't just see them as NPCs anymore. They're neighbors. Trading with a villager in VR felt surreal. He looked up at me and I felt like I was actually standing there bartering. And when you build in VR, pride hits differently. It doesn't feel like placing blocks. It feels like creating homes. Playing with friends takes it even further. We built a castle together in VR. Walking through it afterwards, we were speechless. It felt real. I explored with a friend for hours. We laughed, built, and talked. It felt like hanging out in real life, even though we were miles apart. The nether is terrifying. Lava glows blindingly, and gas scream across the sky. Crossing a bridge over a lava lake makes your palms sweat. My hands were shaking. I knew it was safe, but it didn't feel safe. And then the end, the dragon fight. The first time I saw the Ender Dragon in VR, I froze. It was massive, and my heart wouldn't stop racing. Moments like these prove that Minecraft VR isn't just a new version of the game. It's an entirely new way to live it. You've traveled through forests, crossed oceans, braved caves, and even fought in the nether in the end. But the beauty of Minecraft VR is that the journey never truly ends. Every time you put on the headset, it feels like stepping into a new world, even if it's the same world you've played in for years. One player said, I've been playing Minecraft for a decade. I thought nothing could surprise me anymore. But in VR, even my old worlds felt new again. It was like rediscovering everything. You walk back to your base after a long day of exploring. The sun is setting, painting the sky with deep shades of orange and pink. You stop for a moment just to take it in. The glow reflects off the water, the shadows grow long, and you realize you're not thinking about the game anymore. You're thinking about how it feels. Another player wrote, sometimes I log into VR Minecraft and don't even play. I just sit on top of a hill and watch the world. It gives me peace like nothing else. At night, your base glows with torchlight. The sounds of the outside world grow quiet. You hear the faint crackle of your fireplace, and you sit down in your VR world, and for a while you forget about real life. Minecraft VR became my escape, one person said. When the world felt overwhelming, I went to my base, and suddenly I felt safe again. Multiplayer moments bring even more joy. Imagine standing on the walls of a castle you and your friends built together. The torches light the stone, and you laugh as you share stories. Even if you're miles apart in real life, in VR, you're together. Playing with my friends in VR Minecraft felt like hanging out in real life. We built, we explored, and we laughed until our stomachs hurt. And then there's creativity. Some players spend hours building breathtaking structures, cities, temples, even entire kingdoms. In VR, walking through those creations isn't just satisfying, it's awe-inspiring. I built a cathedral in VR. When I finally walked inside and looked up, I actually gasped. It felt like I was standing in a real place I had made. That's the kind of magic Minecraft VR delivers. Even with its flaws, motion sickness, setup challenges, technical demands, players keep coming back. Why? Because no other version of Minecraft can match the feeling of actually being there. You close your door, lay down in your bed, and look up at the pixelated sky filled with stars. You hear the soft sounds of the night. For a moment, you feel calm, safe, and content. And you realize Minecraft VR isn't just a game you play. It's a place you visit, a world you live in, a memory you create every time you step inside. As one final player put it, flat Minecraft is fun. VR Minecraft is unforgettable. It's not just blocks, it's a world and it's mine.